It has been good to me this time around. Things were they were bound to change when it was found. Sugar never tasted sweeter on my lips. My heart is now intact and I can find no ribs. This is love, yeah, love. Never known true love before. Seen so many counterfeits that left me on the floor. This is love, yeah, love. All will come to those who wait. Time it cannot know the bounds, and eras don't dictate. Hi guys, welcome to episode 5 of my vlog. I'm sorry I haven't put one out for some time, but things have been a bit crazy. We've had the lockdown. I've been busy losing weight, 10 stones, which is like 140 pounds for all of you Americans watching. What else has been happening? The world has gone mad. We've all been kind of tied to our houses, not been able to go anywhere, do anything. Only allowed out once a day for exercise and to get groceries and bread and water and provisions and all of those things. But I'm sure you're feeling that too. It looks like there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Looks like this is going to end. My eyes might look like I'm drunk or I'm stoned or something like that, but I assure you I'm not. Because what is going on is I have really bad hay fever and my allergies are kicking in so badly right now that I have to keep going like this just to kind of clear them. So yes, welcome to vlog number 5. I am Xander Gibb, as real as it gets. And I'm going to be sharing lots with you over the upcoming weeks. From June, my show goes to 5 days a week, which is going to be really hard work. But I am looking forward to it, just from the perspective of being able to kind of touch base with you all every day. To let you know how I'm doing, to find out how you're doing, to tell you actually what is really going on in the world, and to get around all of this BS and lies with the lamestream media. Yes, you heard it. I have to keep changing hands because my tripod broke today, so I just ordered a new one. But when I have that, things will be a lot better. Things will be wonderful. Now, it's really weird because I'm using this new phone, and the camera is here. I have to put a little dot on it so I can kind of look at the dot and kind of focus on that rather than looking like over there. So you're like, who the hell is he looking at? Well, I do hope you're all doing good. I hope you enjoy this vlog. Feel free to comment underneath, either on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you see it. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you think. And follow me on social media, but also check me out on TikTok. There's a few of my TikTok videos in this vlog, so check those out too, and let me know what you think, because I know the GC Gemma Collins has had a lot to say lately, because she doesn't like me impersonating her, and neither does Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who has recently recovered from the coronavirus, and has recently become a father of a baby boy called Xander. No, actually he's called Wilfred, but what a name to inflict on a baby born in 2020. Wilfred Johnson. So I hope you like my impersonations. I, of course, will be doing a lot more of those. We've just ordered a wig to kind of make Boris Johnson look a little bit more authentic. Oh, yes, Cherie, I went to a public school, you know. What. So anyway, apparently, according to Mark Adderley of the Sawala Adderleys, I'm supposed to do this now to signify I am going to go to another bit. So go. Hello, people of the United Kingdom. This is Boris Johnson here with a very simple message. Stay at home, do as you're told, or we're gonna lock you up and fine you. And if anybody asks you to meet them out in the street, it's very simple. Tell them to fuck off.
Hello, you crazy bunch of ignorant bastards. This is me, Queenie Liz, here, with a simple message to tell you I'm rather pissed that this corona thingy bob is meaning I'm having to sleep in the same room as Prince Philip for the last couple of years. Now, I want to tell you about the NHS who are doing a wonderful job. Here they are, tying some old lady up. The ambulances have been cleaned and all the delivery people are doing their job, especially the ones at Asda. What? We get all our royal deliveries from Asda. So please do what Boris Johnson says and stay indoors, or we'll be round to kick your bloody asses because it's what you fucking deserve. Now listen seriously, British people. I'm crying now because I want you to stay in the house.
Big Lee. No, the man is called Lee and he's big. Big Lee. Hello guys, it's me here, the GC, Gemma Collins. I just woke up actually. I was just pondering on this thought. I thought you might find it quite interesting. I think the Grand Old Duke of York was gay. I really do, and you know why? Because he had 10,000 men. If you've had 10,000 men, that makes you a slut or gay. Or both, in my book. Anyway, stay safe and well out there. And this is me, Gemma Collins, the GC, fucking superstar, saying hello, goodbye, love ya. So I went on a makeup course, like an online tutorial. And I thought I did quite well. And I think I looked really good. But it wasn't till the end of the course I realized it was for drag queens! So I've dyed my hair again, guys. I'm not sure about this color, but, you know, we'll see. Maybe I can be a silver fox with a dark beard and dark eyebrows. We'll have to see what Susie thinks about it later. Hello, my darling.
Hello,
How are you?
Xander. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm just wondering, are you getting an echo? Because I'm not. But
No, I'm not. I'm fine.
Good. Let me just adjust my volume somewhat.
Okay.
There we go.
Can you
That's
see me
better.
okay?
Yes. Should we not restart? Should we just kind of like jump right in and
Yeah, let's
and
go
go for
it.
it?
First and
Absolutely.
foremost, Xander, can I just say how lovely it is to meet you on the other side?
It's lovely to meet you too. We seem to cross paths so much all the time.
Yeah.
And you know, I was in London recently, and we were both. You were away, you were touring and stuff. So we never seem to be in the same place at the same time.
It will happen one day. It will happen. Hi, big fella Ian. I just want to say hi
Absolutely.
to everyone joining in.
Absolutely. So hello everybody who's watching, and welcome to a very special episode of the Xander Gibb Show.
Hello from Damien in Zambia.
On Instagram Live. On today's show, I get to go all fangirl with my guest singer, Rosella Miller, and everybody's free, no pun intended, to submit questions. And as usual, we will be sharing your comments as we go. I will be, of course, back at 11 o'clock later, UK time, for the Xander Gibb Show main, and at 7 Pacific time for the Joe Messina Show. Don't forget to check out myself and Rosella on social media and follow and like and share, etc., etc., etc. Wow. So,
hello.
where to begin? Now, I first became aware of you in the early 90s. I met you very briefly after a show you did at GAY with JJ, Jeremy Joseph. And I was just, you know, as a singer myself, I was just blown away. You were this young woman, and you know, this small frame and this voice, like I was like, where does this kind of come from? But it's kind of in an older tradition for you, isn't it? Because didn't you start singing in church?
No, I didn't start singing in church. All my life, Xander, all I ever wanted to be was a singer.
Right.
My dad was a singer. I never knew him well, but I believe he was a singer. I met him many, many more years later on in life, but that's what he did for a living. So I guess I got it from him. And
Right.
that's all I ever wanted to do was be a singer. So my mom and dad tell me from when I was very young, that's all I wanted to do.
Absolutely, because some people believe it's genetic. Because my father was a singer too. My father was a professional singer,
Yeah,
um, and and when I saw him sing when I was a kid, we would sing all the old classics like Danny Boy, et cetera, et cetera, and
yeah.
all I wanted to do was to kind of imitate that, and it kind of gave me this zeal to want to sing too. But I think people kind of get the impression that when you get to a level, the level that you have got to as a professional singer, that someone just comes and says, "There you go, Rosella, there's a recording contract." But it doesn't work like that, does it?
No, oh my goodness, no. Like I said, I was born in Zambia. I grew up in Zimbabwe. The
Right.
music was in my blood from day dot. But my mom and dad were very keen that I take up another career because they always said, "Hey, as far as we concerned, music is sex, drugs, and rock and roll." And
If only.
exactly. And so I took up a secretarial course and different things, but music was just in my blood. And then I came to the UK because somebody spotted me singing on a television program in Zimbabwe, and they had a studio in the UK. And I thought, this is my opportunity. Came down to the UK. I started traveling here late 1988, and I had the opportunity to record stuff, start sending them around to record labels to try and get a deal. And Xander, I cannot begin to tell you the rejection that I received
Right.
from that. I remember there was one label, I'm not sure whether it was Arista or I cannot remember, quite a massive, big label. Were like, yeah, we're interested, we love her voice. And the next thing, I got a letter saying, sorry, no, we can't have you. But there were many more letters like those to follow where there was a lot of rejection. And so it's quite disheartening. It can really put you off. But I was so determined. The fire in me just grew bigger and
Right.
bigger. And of course, it helped that I had people who believed in me, people who supported me, and a strong family background who believed in me as well. And that kept me going. Hi, Suzanne Hussein. How are you?
Absolutely, because I think that really makes a difference, doesn't it, if people believe in you? And I think that people say, "Oh, talent is enough." Talent should be enough, but I don't think that it always is nowadays, because it is very easy to get despondent.
Yeah.
I started off as a singer, and I kind of sidetracked into other things like acting and all of these other things to kind of get there, to make it as a singer. But what would be your one piece of advice to someone out there right now who's watching this broadcast that wants to be a singer? What would be your one key piece of advice?
I would say if you believe in yourself that you can sing, that you can really do it. Look, there is constructive criticism out there by people who will tell you, look, you're not really a good singer, you're wasting your time. I don't want you to find 10, 15, 20 years later, you've been trying to sing and you can't really sing.
Right.
You know in your heart, and if you feel that fire, I will urge you, never give up. And then, you have instinct. Instinct is very important. Listen to people who will tell you the truth, that's constructive, that in your heart they mean well for you.
So it's what feels like day 187 of the lockdown, and I was climbing the walls, so I had to come out and get not just some air, but some kind of head space, because I think this lockdown has made those of us with anxiety issues feel even more anxious and feel even more locked in. It's that clapping day again today for the NHS, and I really appreciate what they've done for me personally. And when I first had my car accident, they saved my leg, and so I have to, I can't clap the second, or I would, because I'm holding the camera with one hand, and I have my hand on the control for the clap right now, but I'm virtually clapping for the NHS to say thank you for not just saving my leg, but for saving my life. And the unsung heroes out there, like the community nursing teams that are out there every day putting their lives at risk for the rest of us. It really does make a huge amount of difference. So kudos to you. The other thing that really strikes me about this social distancing, one of the things that I really like to do when I go out is, go and grab a coffee, chat with people, see who's around, see what's going on, but like absolutely nowhere is open, no drive-throughs. The people like down here today on the ocean front, on the seafront, should I say, there are usually like hundreds of people, and it's not like ever so warm, but on a day like this it would be packed. But let me just give you a glimpse of how dead it actually is, like in both directions. But it's like a ghost town. I really want to say this town's becoming like a ghost town. But I don't know. How much longer can we cope with this lockdown? How much longer can we deal with the isolation? How much longer can we deal with fighting to get groceries delivered? Being told we should stay in the house. Only go out for exercise or getting blown away here. Exercise or to work or etc. etc. But if you are disabled, surely there's such thing as a mental health exercise too, because that's just as imperative as physical exercise as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure you would agree. Tell me in the feed below what you think. I used to think that if you smiled, it was catching. If you smile at someone, they'll smile back. And people are saying that during this, coronavirus lockdown thingamajig, that people are a lot more friendly, and it's true. But some people, you give them your biggest Cheshire cat beaming smile, and they don't even smile back. I'm having to change lanes because there's someone coming towards me. But I don't know, ultimately a lot of people talking about how this has brought us all together, how this has made us all see the world a little differently and be a little bit nicer to people. But let's see if that extends beyond this time. I really hope it does, and I don't want to be cynical and say that it probably won't, but I'm really hoping that it does. What say you? I turn the camera around at this point. You see this big house up here on the left? It's really funny because every time I look at it, although it's not kind of like Victorian or Edwardian or anything like that, from a certain angle it really reminds me of the movie Bates Motel. So when I'm sitting in a cafe or going along and I see it, I really think, oh, I must watch Bates Motel again. Funny how the ocean, or should I say the sea, or actually technically this is just a river, calms me down. The police just went by. I wonder if they're going to arrest me. I sentence you to 10 years for being out during a pandemic. This really is an adage for life right now. It's like empty, dismal, closed, gloomy. But we shall overcome. Oh yes, serene. I think people have forgotten about the birds during this pandemic. Don't worry, you can all have some. Don't forget to feed the birds. Spot that baby duck over there. Tiny little baby. Well, these ducks have had their fill. Not many people out. I've been wondering how they've been faring during this time. The water looks lovely. Never know how much you love me. Never know how much you care. If I stay in my house much longer, I get cabin fever that's so hard to bear. It's cabin fever. You know, I just had to go for a drive to really just kind of clear my head a bit and just to not be looking at the same four walls for the duration. And it's weird how, like, when you go out on a Sunday and there's no one around, you can kind of tell it's Sunday, but every day feels like Sunday, which is a great title for a song, but really not a good, trippy epitaph for my life right now. But it seems like, I know it's like it for all of us, but one of the things that's really pissing me off is the fact that one of the senior doctors here admitted the other day, that basically every death that's been recorded in 2020 has been recorded as COVID-19. So basically that means that in 2020, and I think it's the same in the States too, no one's died from natural causes, no one's died from cancer or heart attack or any of those things. So they've recorded it as such. And for me, it's kind of concerning and disingenuous from the perspective of how can we get a clear picture of what's going on with the virus when every death that's occurred is being recorded as COVID-19. So we don't know how many have actually died from COVID-19. And if the testing is not occurring, how, it's asymptomatic of other things like the flu and pneumonia and lots of other things, because all diagnosis even, wrong teeth in, is a process of elimination. So, it's based upon the symptoms. So we're not getting a clear and accurate picture. So either side of the pond, how does that help us to know when we can, open up the country again? I don't know about you, but I'm pissed. I want my life back, and I know you guys do too. But how long will we be in limbo is what I want to know. How long will we just accept, this as the norm? Because ultimately, I just saw a crow on my roof, and it alarmed me. This big crow that's like bigger than my head. So how long will we just accept this as the norm before saying, hey, do something about this? I tweeted this to Boris Johnson today, and clearly, I don't think he has a clue either. And I'm not sure, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, I'm not sure that he really even had the virus. Because for my money, we never saw any documentation. Should we just take it as read? That is the situation. I want this over and done with. I do want people to be safe, but to put the whole freaking planet on lockdown, in case there is a pandemic, because this isn't a pandemic by true pandemic scales. But the other thing that really worries me about all of this is with regards to the fact that no children are getting this. The usual path of a pathogen, of a virus, is that it will infect anybody. He says, putting his hand over the lens of the camera. It will infect everybody, and so for children not to be affected, it makes me wonder if this is a true virus or if this was, created in a lab in order to, to do this. What do you think, guys? Tell me in the link in the feed below. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, as I said, but we need to be asking these questions. We need to ask the questions, and that is our right as citizens, whether it be of the United Kingdom or the United States of America or both, because ultimately, if we don't ask the questions, we just become sheep. And if we're sheep, let's just say bah and allow ourselves to be herded. And what's next? Herd immunization. Everybody has to have the virus, the vaccine. Well, I for one won't be having the vaccine. I don't have the flu vaccine. And because of some of my conditions, I have a compromised immunity because I've had diabetes. I'm still being treated for diabetes, but I've lost 140 pounds, which has kind of kicked me out of the diabetic scale. However, when you do have the flu vaccine, what happens is that your immune system becomes dependent on that, and you actually need that every year. So I think there's a lot to consider in all of this. Don't just be sheep. Ask questions, and if they don't like the fact that you're asking questions, tough, because you pay taxes, whichever country you live in, and as you pay taxes, you have a right to a say. And I'm glad I'm not in NYC right now, because Bill de Blasio really does need a good kick up the butt, or should I say it, Wilhelm. The way he is dealing with this, him and Cuomo, is despicable, and saying that the president has no power is the biggest load of BS ever. Barack Obama signed more executive orders than any other president ever. So don't tell me that Donald Trump does not have the right to do these things. There you go. Rant over. This is my car rant, and I've been Xander. Well, that was vlog number 5. I still can't see where to look. It was great to share with you. I encourage you to vlog your life and tell people what's going on. Let them see your changes. Let them see what's going on in your life. Let them be jealous of you. Let them be jealous of my fabulous red hair and my lovely new chin line from losing all this weight. Please share. Please share. Whoa. Please be sure to share. Please be sure to stay safe, stay happy, because I really do love you all. And I will try and get another vlog out in the next few weeks. We are going to be filming some of the prep for the show, going live 5 days a week. And we'll show you some of the show as well. Thank you to everyone that's been involved. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Rosala, singer. Everybody's free to feel good, for letting me interview her, and she is fabulous and a very good friend. Thank you to you for watching, and thank you to Boris Johnson for naming his first child Xander after me, Xander Gibb, because we both went to public school. I really do love you all. If you believe that, you will believe anything. No, it's really true. It's true. I love you. It's just Boris that doesn't love you all. Bye-bye.
It has been good to me this time around. Things were never bound to change when it was found. Sugar never tasted sweeter on my lips. My heart is now intact, and I can find no ribs. This is love, yeah, love. Never known true love before. Seen so many counterfeits.
bell button and subscribe to keep up with the Xander Gibb Show. Oh yes, siree.